Cancer, the year 2026 is not just another year on the calendar. For your sign, it carries a weight and a significance that is unlike anything you have felt in a very long time. There is a reason you have been sensing that something is coming. Something larger than a single event, something more profound than a temporary shift in fortune. What is approaching is an entire season of experiences designed to reshape the way you understand yourself, your relationships, and the world around you. This is not about prediction. This is about recognition. Because the truth is, many of these experiences have already begun to form in the invisible spaces of your life. They are seeds that were planted by every prayer you whispered, every tear you shed, every difficult decision you made in the dark. And 2026 is the year those seeds finally break through the surface. What follows are 12 key experiences that this year may bring for Cancer. Each one builds on the last, and together, they paint a picture of transformation so complete that the person you are at the end of this year will be barely recognizable to the person you are now. Stay through all 12 because the full picture is what matters most. Experience 1. The first key experience 2026 may bring for Cancer is a moment of profound clarity about what you actually want from your life. Not what you think you should want. Not what your family expects. Not what society says is appropriate for someone your age. But what you, in the most honest and private chamber of your heart, truly desire. This clarity may arrive suddenly, like a curtain being pulled back to reveal a view you always suspected was there, but never allowed yourself to see. Or it may come gradually, building through a series of small realizations that accumulate until the full picture becomes undeniable. Either way, the effect will be the same. You will know. And once you know, you cannot unknow it. This clarity is going to change the way you make decisions. It is going to simplify your life in ways you did not think were possible. Because when you know what you truly want, you also know what you do not want. And all the things you have been tolerating, all the compromises you have been making, all the energy you have been spending on pursuits that were never really yours, all of it can be released. Cancer, this experience of clarity is one of the greatest gifts the universe can offer. And 2026 is preparing to hand it to you. Experience 2. The second key experience is a financial recalibration that goes deeper than surface-level adjustments. This is not just about earning more or spending less. This is about fundamentally changing your relationship with money at the level of belief and emotion. You are going to discover patterns in your financial behavior that have been running on autopilot for years, perhaps decades. Patterns of scarcity thinking inherited from your family. Patterns of overgiving that leave your accounts empty, while everyone else's cups are full. Patterns of guilt around receiving that cause you to unconsciously sabotage your own prosperity. And as you see these patterns clearly, something will shift. Not overnight, but steadily and permanently. You will begin to make financial decisions from a place of worthiness rather than fear. You will begin to receive without deflection or guilt. And you will begin to see money not as a source of anxiety, but as a neutral tool that can be directed with wisdom and intention. Cancer, 2026 is the year your financial foundation gets rebuilt from the ground up. And the foundation that emerges will be strong enough to support a level of abundance you have not yet allowed yourself to imagine. Experience 3. The third key experience involves a relationship that either deepens dramatically or reaches its natural conclusion. Cancer, there is a connection in your life that has been hovering in a kind of limbo. It is not quite what you need it to be, but it is not broken enough to walk away from. And for a long time, you have been maintaining it through sheer emotional effort, pouring energy into it to keep it alive while quietly wondering if your investment will ever be returned. In 2026, this dynamic is going to reach a decisive point. The relationship will either evolve to meet the standard your heart has been silently demanding, or it will gently, naturally, and inevitably dissolve. In Cancer, both outcomes are good. Because whether this connection deepens or ends, you will be freed from the exhausting uncertainty of not knowing where you stand. You will either gain the partner, friend, or family member you have been longing for, or you will gain something equally valuable: the space and energy to attract someone who can meet you at the level you deserve. Experience 4. The fourth key experience is a spiritual deepening that happens not through study or practice, but through direct lived encounter. Cancer, you are going to experience moments in 2026 that feel like contact with something beyond the ordinary. Synchronicities so precise that they stop you in your tracks. Dreams so vivid and meaningful that they feel more like messages than fantasies. moments of quiet meditation or prayer, where the sense of being heard is so tangible that it brings tears to your eyes. These experiences are not new for Cancer. You have always had a spiritual sensitivity that sets you apart. But in 2026, that sensitivity is going to amplify to a level that transforms your entire relationship with the unseen world. You are going to move from believing that something greater exists to knowing it with the certainty of direct experience. And that knowing is going to become the anchor of your emotional life, the unshakable foundation upon which everything else is built. If what you're hearing feels accurate, imagine what could happen if you applied this energy intentionally for 21 consecutive days. That's exactly what the 21-day program in the pinned comment is built for. Daily guidance, focused direction, and real momentum. If you're tired of staying in the same cycle, this is your structure. Experience 5. The fifth key experience is a health awakening that changes the way you inhabit your own body. Cancer, 2026 is going to bring your attention back to your physical well-being in a way that feels natural rather than forced. You may discover a form of movement that brings you genuine joy rather than obligation. You may find a way of eating that makes your body feel alive rather than merely sustained. You may develop a relationship with sleep that transforms your nights from restless endurance to genuine restoration. This health awakening is not about following trends or adopting rigid programs. It is about listening to your body with the same depth of attention you have always given to other people's needs. Your body has been speaking to you for years, telling you what it needs, what it cannot tolerate, what it is craving. And in 2026, you are finally going to hear it. Not because it starts speaking louder, but because you finally get quiet enough to listen. Experience 6. The sixth key experience is a creative breakthrough that reconnects you to a part of yourself you may have forgotten. Cancer, there is a creative gift inside you that has been dormant, not because it died, but because life demanded that you prioritize survival over expression. Bills needed to be paid. Families needed to be cared for. Responsibilities needed to be met. And somewhere along the way, the part of you that used to create, that used to lose itself in the joy of making something beautiful, was set aside until further notice. In 2026, further notice arrives. The creative impulse is going to return with a force that surprises you. You may find yourself drawn to painting, writing, music, gardening, cooking, or any number of other forms of expression. And when you follow that impulse, you are going to discover something extraordinary. That the act of creating is one of the most healing things you can do. It processes emotions that talking cannot reach. It expresses truths that words cannot capture. And it connects you to a source of joy that is entirely independent of anyone else's approval or participation. Cancer, your creativity is not a hobby. It is a part of your soul that has been waiting patiently for you to remember it exists. Experience 7. The seventh key experience is a moment of deep, unexpected forgiveness. At some point in 2026, Cancer, you are going to find yourself forgiving someone you never thought you could forgive. This will not happen because they apologized or because they changed. It will happen because you changed. You will reach a point where the weight of carrying the resentment becomes heavier than the weight of letting it go. And in that moment, without fanfare, without drama, without even telling the other person, you will release them. You will simply decide that the prison of unforgiveness is no longer a place you are willing to live. And Cancer, when that moment comes, the relief will be staggering. Because forgiveness is not really about the other person. It is about reclaiming the emotional energy that was being used to maintain the grudge. Energy that can now be redirected toward building the life you want rather than reliving the life that hurt you. This experience will feel like setting down a suitcase you have been carrying through an airport for 20 years. The muscles will ache from the absence of the familiar weight. But the freedom will be unmistakable. Experience 8. The eighth key experience is a surprising revelation about your own strength. At some point in 2026, Cancer, you are going to face a situation that tests you in a way you did not expect. It may be a practical challenge, an emotional confrontation, a health scare, or a moment where everything seems to go wrong at once. And in that moment, you are going to discover something about yourself that you have suspected but never fully confirmed. You are far stronger than you thought. Not because nothing affects you, but because everything affects you and you keep going anyway. You are going to handle this challenge with a grace and a steadiness that surprises even you. And afterward, when the dust settles and you look back at how you navigated it, You are going to realize that the years of emotional work you have done were not just theoretical. They were practical. They built muscles you did not know you were building. And now those muscles are being put to use and they are holding. Some people watch. Others transform. If you want to be in the second group, the 21-day guide in the pinned comment gives you a clear step-by-step process aligned with your sign. This isn't about waiting. It's about moving. Experience 9. The 9th key experience is a period of deep rest that does not feel like laziness but like necessity. Cancer, at some point during 2026, your body and spirit are going to demand a pause. Not a weekend off. Not a single good night of sleep. A real sustained period of rest where you allow yourself to withdraw from the demands of the world and simply be. This may frighten you at first. You are used to being needed, used to being productive, used to measuring your worth by how much you accomplish in a day. But this period of rest is not a sign of weakness or decline. It is a sign that your system is integrating the enormous amount of transformation that has been happening beneath the surface. Think of it like the pause between seasons. Winter does not mean death. It means preparation. The ground lies still so that what emerges in spring can be stronger, more vibrant, more alive than what came before. Cancer, your winter is sacred. Do not rush through it. Do not fill it with guilt or anxiety about what you should be doing instead. Let yourself rest in the deep, intentional way that only Cancer can. Let your body recover. Let your mind go quiet. Let your spirit replenish. Because when this period ends, and it will end, you are going to emerge with a level of clarity and energy that makes everything before it look pale by comparison. Experience 10. The 10th key experience is a reconnection with someone who understands you in a way that very few people ever have. Cancer, 2026 is going to bring into your life, or bring back into your life, a person whose presence feels like a mirror for your soul. This is someone who does not need you to explain yourself. Someone who sees the real you without effort. Someone in whose company you can exhale completely and simply exist without performance or pretense. This connection may be romantic, but it does not have to be. It could be a friendship, a mentor, or even a brief but profoundly meaningful encounter with a stranger who says exactly what you needed to hear. The form does not matter. What matters is the feeling of being truly seen, the feeling of being understood without having to translate yourself into simpler language, the feeling of belonging not to a place but to a person. Experience 11. The 11th key experience is a sudden and undeniable realization of how far you have come. Cancer, you have been so focused on what still needs to change, on the gaps between where you are and where you want to be, that you have not stopped to acknowledge the distance you have already traveled. But 2026 is going to give you a moment, perhaps unexpected, perhaps triggered by something as simple as an old photograph or a memory that surfaces at just the right time, where you see the full arc of your journey. And it will take your breath away. Not because your life is perfect, but because the person you were 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, would not believe the person you have become, the strength you have developed, the wisdom you have gathered, the emotional depth you have cultivated, the grace with which you now handle things that used to destroy you. Cancer, you have been so busy becoming that you forgot to honor the becoming itself. This experience is the universe reminding you to pause, to look back, and to say to yourself, I did that. I survived that. I grew through that. And I am still growing. Experience 12. The 12th and final key experience that 2026 may bring for Cancer is the quiet arrival of the peace you have been searching for your entire life. Not the temporary kind that comes and goes with circumstances, not the conditional kind that depends on everyone around you being happy, but the deep-rooted, unshakable kind that remains steady regardless of what the external world is doing. This peace is the culmination of everything else on this list. Every moment of clarity, every financial shift, every relational evolution, every health awakening, every creative breakthrough, every act of forgiveness, every revelation of strength, every period of rest, every soul-deep connection, every recognition of how far you have come. All of it has been leading to this. And Cancer, this peace is not a destination. It is a way of being. It is the natural state of a soul that has done the work, shed the weight, healed the wounds, and arrived at a place of such profound self-acceptance that the storms of the world can no longer disturb the calm at its center. You have been building toward this for longer than you know. Every difficult year was a layer of foundation. Every painful experience was a refinement of the structure. And now in 2026, the house is finally ready. Not perfect, not finished in every detail, but ready. Ready to be lived in. Ready to be loved in. Ready to be the shelter you always needed, but could never find outside of yourself. Welcome home, Cancer. The year ahead is going to show you just how beautiful that home can be. You have two options after this video: close it and hope things shift, or decide that the next 21 days will be different. If you choose the second, the structured 21-day transformation aligned with your sign is waiting in the pinned comment. The energy is already moving, the only question is whether you are.